The early years of the Weimar Republic were marked by deep unpopularity, largely stemming from the actions of President Friedrich Ebert and his government in signing the Treaty of Versailles. The treaty, which officially ended World War I, was imposed on Germany by the Allied powers in 1918 and contained terms that were severe and humiliating for the defeated nation. Under the treaty, Germany was forced to accept full responsibility for the war, a clause that became known as the War Guilt Clause. This admission of guilt was particularly resented by the German population, who believed the blame for the war should not rest solely on Germany. The terms of the treaty were devastating. Germany was required to make massive reparations payments to the Allied countries, which placed an enormous strain on an already weakened economy. Additionally, the treaty imposed harsh territorial losses. Germany lost significant amounts of land, including the industrially rich regions of Alsace-Lorraine to France, and the Saar Basin was placed under the administration of the League of Nations. The treaty also severely restricted the German military, limiting the army to 100,000 men, banning conscription, and prohibiting the possession of tanks, aircraft, and submarines. The Rhineland, a key industrial region, was to be demilitarized, leaving Germany vulnerable to future attacks. The German people were shocked and outraged by the terms of the Treaty of Versailles. They felt that the treaty was unjust and excessively punitive, stripping Germany of its dignity and its ability to defend itself. The treaty was seen not only as a betrayal by the Allied powers, but also as a betrayal by the Weimar Republic itself, which had agreed to its terms. Many Germans referred to the treaty as a diktat, implying that it had been imposed on them without negotiation or representation. President Ebert and the Weimar government, faced with no real alternative, believed that signing the treaty was necessary to prevent further devastation, such as an Allied invasion or continued economic blockade. However, this pragmatic decision did little to placate the German public, who viewed the signing of the treaty as an act of national humiliation. The Weimar Republic, still in its infancy, was thus tainted from the start by its association with the Treaty of Versailles. The sense of betrayal and the harsh economic conditions that followed the treaty fueled widespread discontent. Many Germans, especially those who had supported the war effort, could not reconcile themselves with the loss and the severe restrictions imposed on the nation. The stab-in-the-back myth, propagated by right-wing nationalist groups, suggested that Germany had not been defeated on the battlefield, but had instead been betrayed by weak and treacherous politicians at home, particularly those associated with the Weimar government. This narrative of betrayal further undermined the legitimacy of the Weimar Republic. The government was seen by many as weak, ineffective, and complicit in Germany's suffering. The early unpopularity of the Republic, fueled by the signing of the Treaty of Versailles, set the stage for years of political instability, economic hardship, and the eventual rise of extremist movements that would challenge and ultimately overthrow the democratic system that the Weimar Republic had sought to establish.